night and watch hentai all the time with my soul is tormented by a succubus. Call assist, pencil dripping from the way I spit. Fell in love with this. Sis got music, now she in my...
My chest is heavy. It's so heavy. Do you know what can make it better? If y'all subscribe. Hey. Anyway, hi guys. I just watched Hands Off Eizoken episode 2, and just like the first one, it's a joy to watch. The feelings remain the same. It hasn't changed even in the second episode. This show, it makes you feel good about animation. Basically, it makes you appreciate the hard work that goes into animating a video, producing just 2 seconds of animation. You know, especially in the way they did it in the hand-drawn days. People should use their hands to draw, because this episode, you know, they explore the materials used in making animation, okay, especially for startups, or, you know, back in the day when they didn't use a lot of CGI in animation and they had to draw everything by hand. And we look at the various tools being used, and there were so many things in this episode that I didn't even know existed, and I just enjoyed this backdoor look into how animation works, because I feel like the person who made this anime, who wrote this show, who drew it, if it was a manga, but I don't know if it was a manga previously, the original author of this show definitely loved animation. You can tell this comes from a place of love, and this person just wanted to share how much this medium of entertainment means to them, okay? And okay, in this episode we meet this lecturer, okay, because they want to make an animation club, okay, but there's already an anime club in the school, so they have to tell this guy that they want to make a film. Now, there are a lot of people out there in real life actually who don't see animations as films, or who say things like an animation does not count as a film, or it's a cartoon for children. I mean, show the people some Ghibli movies or some Miyazaki movies and they can't say anything, but the stereotype is there. And we see this with this teacher who is just like, you can't make an anime and call it a film. But then they argued a case. Kanamori is just the best. She argues their case and gets the club fund. Not just they don't just only get a club; they get the club funded. It's beautiful. I just love this show so much. And okay, what has happened in this episode, right? In a nutshell, they have to get animation club up, okay, so they get an advisor, an old man who did something similar to what I did in the beginning. He just comes out of nowhere and volunteers himself for the spot, and then they get this kind of rundown place. It's kind of like, imagine an old shed, okay, a very old shed, kind of rusted. There are patches in the walls and in the ceilings, and they want to make this place a new animation studio, okay, or rather their club, okay. While they're there, Asakusa, you know, basically figures out that, all right, I want to have this, and this in the studio. And while she's doing this, you are able to follow her imagination. This is what I love so much about this show, is the way it takes its time to paint these children's imaginations in real time. Okay, you're able to see how she's like, I want a glass here I want glass here, I want a recording booth here, I want pictures over here, I want a sofa here, I want a TV here, I want this, that, and it's like, how do I put it? Watching their imagination flow out in real time and kind of affecting their surroundings is so beautiful. And what happens is, eventually, because of her imagination, now they also show the dangers of having an overactive imagination. Because she lost her imagination, she falls down a railing, and Kamamori takes that and decides to upload it to one of these kind of world's funniest videos kind of compilation people, and they say they're going to pay them, right? But the funny thing about this is, just soon after that, their club advisor tells them that this is the video actually is an example of property damage in the school, or rather accident, this thing, because the school won't like the fact that they're showing an image of someone getting injured while because of something that happened in school, negligence on the school's part. So, he told them not to do it. Now, what was funny is that they had already done this. They had already uploaded it by that time. And I think they all forgot that they had, because they kind of made a conscious decision at that point not to upload the video anymore, forgetting that they already had uploaded it, which led to a kind of hilarious last couple of seconds in this show where they're all watching the video online and Kamamori realized she had been paid 30,000 yen. It's so funny because you're like, oh shit, oh no, what are they gonna do now? Because now that leaves the next episode. Are they gonna get in trouble for this, or are they just gonna brush it off? Is it gonna affect their club? Are they gonna lose the spot that they just got and they just sprucing up and everything? And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what punishment they get from this, if they get any at all. But the good thing is, anyway, they have this spot now. It's a very large space, all things considered. Okay, they probably have the biggest club space in the school. I mean, it's run down and everything, and to take some time to fix. But all in all, if I had a choice to pick between a very nice small room and that massive space with nothing in it, I'd always take the massive space, because you can customize that to your own liking, and it's just a lot of room for them. I'm very happy. Now, eventually they now get to see, because they have to decide what genre they want to do, and Asakusa and Mizuki, sorry, I'm just gonna call Mizu. Asakusa and Mizu, they are kind of going back and forth about what they want to do, how they want to draw, the scenes they want to do, the type of drawings they want to do. And you now have Kamamori, who's like the realist, and she's kind of telling them, yo, relax. We have to decide what we want to do first. What genre do we want to do? Because we're not a big brand yet, so we have to do something that's popular in order to, get money from what we're doing. Because it's one thing a lot of artists forget, a lot of people who do things like this, writers, authors, animators, movie makers, cartoonists, people tend to forget sometimes that even if you have a good hobby is putting it in a very negative light. Even if you have something you're very passionate about, a dream thing you're good at, you love to do, you also have to figure out a way to make money from it. And this is where Kamamori comes in. Okay, she's like the business side. She's letting these kids know, okay, look, I know that you guys enjoyed this, but you also have to figure out how to gain money from it, because you can't eat off your passion alone. Okay, your passion alone won't help you, fulfill all your duties in life. Your family, your friends, your enjoyment at the same time. Your kids, all of that. There are a lot of commitments you have to look out for. And you can't let your dream get in the way of your commitments. You have to find a way to mesh the two of them together. And that's what Kamamori does. That's her purpose in this team. And I feel like every animator out there, every creative out there needs to have someone like that in their corner who can just keep them grounded on, this is what you need to focus on right now, so that you didn't just go crazy. I mean, it's basically like the author of Star Wars. His name escapes my brain right now. I know him. I know his name, and his name just escapes my brain right now. This is one of the brain fart moments. Anyway, but this dude has his first 3 movies. He had people holding him back. He had people going, okay, and we know you want to do all this. George Lucas, thank God. You want to do all this, and this, but we have to be realistic about how the story wants to be told. There's some certain things they have to draw back. There's some things they have to kind of put a coattail on him and be like, stop. But then you now have the first 3 movies, which are the prequels, where he was basically had full reign. And then you see where someone who has a very vivid imagination like that can kind of lose his way, because he doesn't have anyone like holding him down and saying, yo, you have to focus on this and this and this. And this is where Kamamori comes in. Okay, she's the focus for these 2 creative kids. Okay, she's telling them you have to focus on your genre, but eventually she decides to let them, just explore what they can do for now, so that she can figure out where their strong points are. So in this sense, she isn't just saying, all right, you guys just go and draw whatever you want. That also serves a purpose towards, their eventual fulfillment or their eventual commitments, which is, you guys can do whatever you want now, so that we can tell what you are good at or what you're capable of, so we can now draw a plan in the future. So again, she's just Kamamori is, to me, she's a very important cog in this creative outfit, and I feel every creative person needs something like that in their corner, someone like that in their corner. Some people are able to have that innately. Even if they're creatives, they're also able to look at the business side of things very effectively. Others are not. If you are, you're good. If you're not, you need to find someone who can do this for you. And this is why we often see places like video game places having someone who has nothing to do with games in CEO roles or roles like that, because they're the ones who are able to control this creatives and give them guidelines that say this is how you have to do this and this and this. Of course, there's some times where it goes in the whole other direction and you have someone who knows nothing about games, doesn't care about games, and is just chasing a profit, and so he now dampens or destroys the creative process or the creative vision. Okay, so you have to be careful both ways. You need to find a good balance between passion and commitment, between passion and profit. To finding that balance, I think, is what differentiates the great shows from the terrible shows, and also differentiates successful shows from failed shows. Now, notice I didn't say successful, and successful doesn't equal great. Okay, you can have a successful show that is terrible. You can have a terrible show. Sorry, you can have a great. Sorry, what am I saying? You can have a successful show that is terrible. All right. You can also have a unsuccessful show, a broke-out show that is great. Okay, so it's a balance. You have to find the right balance between everything. And that, to me, is the lesson I took from this episode, and also all the new things that it showed about how animations are made. The cameras, the pencils, the paper. I didn't even know there's a paper with holes in it. Okay, I didn't know about that. That's something I learned from this episode. It's just, watching this is just a celebration of animation, and I just love it. Anyway, I don't want to drag this on for too long. If you enjoyed this, share with your friends, let people know. Let me know what you think about Hands Off Eizoken, and go watch it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is Ren, signing out. Bye.